Hey guys, welcome to podcast number 3. And as you can see, we have our first guest. This is Dai Yoshihara of Formula Drift fame from before, and now he's a race-winning IMSA driver and not much of other stuff too, right? Mike,
A pretty good
He's the
scooter
Renaissance
driver.
man of driving.
Yeah.
So, I really wanted Di to be our first guest because I probably have the longest history with Di out of probably any other driver. And I was like done with motorsports and I kind of wanted to quit all that. And because of not directly Di, but having to work on his car, I got sucked back in. And now it's, I guess, a pretty big part of my life.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that?
I did not know that.
You never told me that story.
No,
'Cause
I
by the
never
time
did.
You're about to.
Or I didn't want
Quit?
to anymore. And
Oh,
then,
wow. That's cool.
so, my friend Steve Mitchell was the
That's
motorsports manager or something at Falcon.
right.
And they had just built you a new car and it wasn't working too good. And so Steve hired me to sort out your car. And we just started to make some progress and then it got totaled, right?
Yes.
Oh, that was basically right when we started this.
Yeah, it's right when we
legit for the
started
first
MotoIQ.
time.
Right, it's a
right.
2009, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's right when I left the corporate world and I was kind of starting my life all over too. So it was interesting that, you became part of my professional life at about that time. And, it was that car. Then it was the S13, which ended up being really famous. And man, we've been on so many adventures all over the world, right?
Right.
And I think my life was a lot more fulfilling and interesting because of stuff you did and me getting involved in it. And thanks to you, I've been in some very interesting, like travel and experiences. And yeah, if it wasn't for that, I would have just be some boring
I
person.
wouldn't think so, but thank you.
And that did help promote our channel. I mean,
Absolutely.
no one
When
really
we
knew
first
about us, and
started.
at least we made, at least in the drift world too.
Yeah, like when we were doing the features on your S13, that's what kind of got us going in the written content before people stopped wanting to read.
I think at the time too, you're like one of the most beloved drivers in Formula D, and I think maybe I was the first engineer, and because of that, I got a lot of media exposure because of association with you and being the first engineer, and that media exposure really helped kick off our own company too. So we owe a lot to you, actually.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, sir.
Cool.
And you're so nice and
Okay.
handsome.
He's not that nice,
We've known you so
he is
long.
to
Hey,
us.
they don't know. They don't know.
but
Mm.
yeah, so I'm sure most of our audience knows all about your drifting career and everything, but maybe a lot of them don't know what you're up to now. Like they think maybe you fully retired, because a lot of people go, "Hey, what's Dai doing now that he's retired?" And I go, he's more busy than ever, and he's probably doing things that I think is bigger and better.
That's a good point you bring up, though, that a lot of people do know you specifically for
Mm.
drifting, but a lot of folks I don't think realize what a good shoe you are and other things. Because even just through the history of what Mike was talking about, all the things that we've done together, I can even look back at being in Las Vegas with you driving at night and
Right.
when you were doing wheel to wheel with Mike Sentra and I had my G. Like you've done a lot of wheel to wheel
Yeah.
driving, man. So that's when I started having a little more respect for drifting in the sense that I
that's
saw
right.
the car control that
You
you
didn't
can
like
gain.
drifting back then. I remember
Yeah,
that.
I'm still not a huge drifting fan. I'm not gonna lie, but I can respect the car control that you get from drifting and how much you can apply that. And I've seen some of the things that you've done, like on road course, it's so easy for you to control the car, especially as it gets sideways. And that's like, for example, what most people get afraid of. Like I get big pucker factor when I get the rear end loose. Like, oh shit! But I remember going with you to a drift event, not a drift event, but to learn with Taka how to drift.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when we went with Krista? And I remember getting used to that sideways feeling it was so comforting to be sideways and not scared.
Are you healed now that you could do that on a road course, or
On the road course, yes, but I am still a little scared of Big Willow. Not gonna lie. But anyways,
Martin had a big
what
accent.
I'm saying is that because of the relationship I saw you being a road racer, I learned to respect a little bit more of the level of driving that it took to be a professional drifter.
What I think was funny is that remember we were in that race in Vegas,
Yeah.
and then you're on the big bank on the oval, and you got pretty sideways, and then all the people that are watching went. We're going, dang, Dai, you almost crashed. And you're going, what? You got really sideways, and you go, I did, maybe only a little, and it made everybody like the people that are watching all went when they saw that happen, and you thought it was nothing,
Right.
but you're going like
Even now, yeah, whatever. Bro.
like flat out on the oval, and most people would have probably ate crap, but
So where are you racing right now? You were just
Yes,
talking to
I'm
Mike
going-
about something.
Going back to Mike's question, I mean, yeah. So I've been racing IMSA, pilot Michelin Pilot Challenge in Civic TCR.
Okay. And
Cool.
for some folks that don't know what IMSA is, it's road racing, but there's multiple classes racing at the same time. So your
Right.
class is not there's two races that happen in an IMSA.
So
weekend?
IMSA has like two main races. One of the weather tech, which is like a prototype and the GT3s and stuff. And my race is the second biggest one, which is GT4 cars and the TCR cars.
Okay.
And I'm driving the TCR.
TCR cars being
Civic.
more sport compact cars.
Yeah, it's,
Kia, Civics.
Right. How do you explain the TCR spec?
it's sort of like maybe the old world challenge. So it's like production based. You have to have the factory unibody, but you can do pretty serious modifications. And while keeping within the constraints of the
Mm.
production car, like you can't relocate the suspension a lot. I think you can within a 1 inch circle. And,
But the thing is, I think it's already relocated
Mhm.
from the factory.
But there's a limit to what you can do.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's not like you can.
Oh, because you're getting body on white cars from the factory to build.
Well, so my car is a Honda Civic TCR, right? So it's based off FL5 Civic Type R, but it built by Yas Motorsports from Italy. That's it's not really the made by Honda. So I don't know how that works actually.
Oh, okay.
So it's a real factory race car, but not from manufacturers
Not
like
from
Honda.
HPD or something.
Yeah.
But they HPD guides the constructor,
I would
right?
think the classes, like for example, the GT4 class, that's who
GT4.
you're racing with at the same
Well,
time.
it's at the same time, but
Different
class.
classes. So those cars are separated from like the LMP cars and the GT cars because of horsepower limits, I would think.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
I think that's what it
Like,
is.
lap time is so much difference.
Yeah.
So GT4 cars and our cars, like a couple seconds, like 2-3 seconds.
Enough to make it interesting when the other guys
Yeah.
lap you guys and you can get a
Right.
little action going.
Exactly.
Okay. But not terrible, like, oh shit, I'm in a Civic
It's
and I
like-
got a prototype next to me.
Yeah.
You don't want to make it that
I mean, it's still a pretty powerful turbocharged car, and
Oh yeah.
it's like full instrumentation, like sophisticated suspension and slicks, and
Yeah.
it's not like a lightly modded street car. It's like a
Not at
legit
all.
race car,
It is legit.
and it has a sequential dog box.
It's a
and-
paddle shift.
Oh, it's paddle shift.
Yeah.
Right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is one of the fastest front-wheel drive car I've been driving. I guess. Outside of the time attack cars.
Okay.
Do
Yeah.
they still have World Challenge, or is that
No, that's
is that
long.
mixed in kind of?
Yeah.
Like
I
a
think
few
it completely
generations
folded,
ago.
yeah. Like 2 years ago, I think it completely folded. Like it's not even around.
Yeah, Jeff used to be a World Challenge crew guy
That's right. Yeah.
back in the
in
day.
the olden days.
So is that your full-time gig now, or are you also a driver for hire as well?
Well, I still do other stuff. Okay, so going back to my retirement, I just retired Formula Drift 2.5 years ago, but I don't really retire drifting, right? Like I basically retired from the competitive drifting. So I still do like demos, ride-alongs
Okay.
and stuff like that. I still own the BRZ that we've been competing in FD with Mike. So that's what I'm doing outside of IMSA. But
So IMSA is the biggest thing, and
it's the
then
main thing. I'm
wherever
doing
you're
this
able
year.
to.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you got to pay the bills. You got
And you
kids,
got
so-
2 kids.
Yeah,
right?
I do. Yeah.
How old are the little ones?
The little one is 6 right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
The older one is 9.
you have a
Oh, wow, they're that
9-year-old
old
dude?
already now?
Oh,
Dude, I thought it was gonna be like 6 and 3. We're gonna say right now. 9 years
mean-
old?
I thought they were younger than mine.
no way, dude.
Damn.
Sorry,
kid-
We're
lies.
getting old, man.
Dude, no, seriously, we are. It's not even a joke.
Same age.
How old are you?
Come on, bro. Same age.
Really? Are
78.
we the exact same age?
Yeah, same
Okay.
year.
Oh shit.
I
Damn.
remember that, man.
Oh, nice, man. I feel special now. Especially fucking old. Damn.
I mean, he's way older, but
Right, but yeah, we don't count Mike. He's young in spirit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
must be the youngest in the spirit, right?
Yes. That's why he's still here and putting up with us.
I'm half dead.
All right,
in
about
some
time.
ways. All right, so that we talked about his retirement. End of that subject. Cheers.
Retirement.
Come by.
What are we drinking right now, guys?
Oh,
This is
Oh,
Blue
we
Label.
killed it.
Someone
Okay.
drank. Mike got this for his 60th birthday, and
Not for that.
somehow
No,
it
actually-
disappeared.
Not for me.
No, actually, I bought this since you were coming to my party, and so I bought it.
bullshit.
For your own
Sure,
party?
dude.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Ravi gave us that.
No, the Ravi bottle's at my house because Ravi said,
Was
"Don't
it the same bottle?
don't just drink that randomly. You gotta. It has to be for a good occasion." Yeah, 100% sure.
All right, well, come
Oh,
back.
wow.
Okay,
Alcoholic.
All
if
right.
that's the case, I guess only I get this
Cheers.
much, but thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
Cheers
Yeah,
already.
Huh.
there's your bottle, bro. Enjoy it.
And out of a plastic cup too.
Hey, it's
That's
got a
nice.
little
Are you guys
sweetness to
feeling
it.
it? Is that the shot kind of thing?
Oh,
It could be a dirty cup as well.
It's got a little sweetness to it, and smokiness after.
Yeah.
Peaty.
Smokiness.
Smoky peaty.
So the other thing, the backup is your other one you like.
Yeah, normally we wouldn't do a rerun on because we did this for the first podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Said we weren't gonna. So, but this counts as the new one. But now it's empty. So
So you
If you,
guys
if
done-
you see Martin like look down there, he's kind of checked out because the 49ers
I'm
are
not
playing.
totally checked out, but the Monday Night Football game's on. I'm a big 49er
Wow.
fan, so I gotta watch the game. Here's my rant. So DirecTV is having a scuffle with ABC,
Disney.
ESPN, Disney. So at DirecTV, I can't record this freaking game. I was gonna record it. Me and Jeff were gonna go back home and get even more thrash and watch the football game, but now I can't because I can't even record it. So I gotta watch here.
but
Fair
we're
enough.
limited.
Thanks
we-
to
we're
my
limited
girlfriend
on
because she
time.
gave me her Hulu registration. Thanks, babe. Appreciate it.
Can't share that. Can you still share on Hulu?
What's on a cell phone, bro? I'm gonna go to her house. So same network.
So, in the last one of our last podcasts, we're talking about Martin's really the only racing fan, and I don't watch racing at all, and Jeff doesn't either, and you don't either, right?
Generally, no. But because I started roller racing like a couple of years ago, I mean, I started off because of you, right? Like back in 2011, you're the one who kind of told me how to drive grip driving because until that time, drifting was the only thing that I know and I was good at.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
You picked that
It-
shit up quick. Though.
I mean,
No, you
In
did.
one day.
You got in the
Nah,
car. No,
wasn't
no.
that good? I
No,
remember.
Don't be modest, man.
I drove the Spoon FD2.
Yeah, but
I
that
was-
car was kind of bad.
I thought that, as long as I'm on the gas, I'm fast. That's my mentality, right? So even the tire was like sliding, I was just keep pushing. And the tire was gone after the one stint.
But remember, I was teaching you. First session, you were slower than me. Second session, you could keep up. Third session, you were faster.
Oh, wow. I
Or at least
remember.
that's how I remember it. Because before I actually met you, and when you're just from Japan, you didn't hardly speak English, and everybody was teaching you bad words because it
I'm
was
still in that
funny.
state, but yeah.
And they
You got
had
a lot
a
better.
super lap battle, and I had my shitty Sentra, and I was faster than you. And I go, damn, I'm faster than Dai Yoshihara. And then, but I had no idea that you had no idea how to grip
He was just
drive.
full
Yeah,
trickling
I
it.
had no idea.
That's the kind of what you're saying right now with his teaching is. Have you seen the movie Days of Thunder?
Yeah.
The part where he said, do X amount of laps my way and do this many laps my way, his way.
Yeah.
One tires with totally thrashed tires and then smooth tires. You have no fear, so you just go into turns. Who cares?
Yeah,
Just
that was
half-fist it.
exactly what it
Understeer,
was.
fuck you.
Yeah.
But I have some funny Dai stories too. Like when I first started working with Dai, I'd always go, "Hey man, how's the car working? You need anything changed?" "Oh no, the car's really good." And he would say that every time because being Japanese, he thought it would be rude to
So-
complain about the car.
Days of Thunder is a Dai story, just the American version of it.
But
It's exactly what it sounds like. Cold trickle.
and so it's like, no, man, like you're supposed to tell me it's not complaining because we could set up the car for you. And he's like, oh.
I have to
The
respect
other
the
thing
builder.
too is when he first started road racing, whenever he was going to pass someone, he would use the turn signals.
I do that. You do that though when you first like.
I mean,
I've done
you
that on the
know,
track.
That's track
yeah.
etiquette. You gotta have some track etiquette.
There's
So
no reason for
it's
me to
intense,
like
yeah.
block them, right?
So we're going, why is he using his turn signals?
Maybe he was just trying to
Turn's
put the
coming.
hazards
Making
after he
clear
passed
they
him.
can pass me, right?
Or even when you're passing, when you're coming like this, you turn on the turn signal. We're going, what the heck's going on?
I remember
Is
that.
it harder to be a good drifter or harder to be a good road racer?
Mm.
Well, I can't really answer that. It's both because like nowadays drifting's really competitive too,
Yeah,
right?
it has changed a lot.
One point I won a championship, but nowadays it's another level. But now my focus is road racing, and it's definitely not easy.
But you naturally, when you first started with cars,
Yeah,
you were a drifter.
right.
When you
right.
first got your first car and you
Yeah.
started learning how to drive, you were going into it to go sideways.
Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
really care about other stuff.
So all those habits that you built were drifting
Yeah.
habits that you had, and those are completely different than
Right.
road racing habits.
And then back in 2011, he taught me how to drive. And then, whenever I have a chance, I do time attack and little road racing here and there. But, my main focus was FD until 21. So that 10 years I was, driving here and there, but not really doing as a main. But the last 2 years, I did, last year I did SRO, TC America Series.
Okay.
And then this year I'm doing a IMSA TCR. So yeah, back to your question. It's been a long time, but you guys asked me if I watched the race. I don't really watch race, but last 2 years I've been watching a lot of races just to learn, because now I do
Like
road
racecraft?
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Like how to set people up.
what
how to...
what turn they try to
Okay,
pass.
no,
and
that
stuff
makes
like
sense,
Yeah,
man. I mean,
yeah.
but that's exactly why you sometimes need to watch racing as a driver, I would think, especially as you're learning.
Yeah, but as a spectator point of view, I
Yeah.
don't really watch sports, which is kind of hypocrite, right? Because I'm trying to have you guys watch my race, but I don't really watch
I don't
other
watch that
people's
shit.
thing. But
So you're doing your production.
Yeah, you're the doer.
So what I thought was interesting is when you first started racing IMSA, you were saying, "Oh man, I'm so bad. I have so much to learn." And I always felt like you were the master of car control, and whatever was possible to do in the car, you can do it. And for me to hear you say that, I was going, "Wow, I mean, what more could Dai learn? I mean, he's already one of the fastest guys I know." And like, what have you learned in IMSA that really has made you improve?
so it's like, every tenths count, right? It's like a tiny bit difference. Like if you're like 1/10 slow, one turn, if you have like 15 turns, it's like 1 second, which is big gap. And IMSA race, I have my co-driver named Carl Whitmer. He's a really good pro racer. But we are sharing the car, so now I can see what he's doing. And in the beginning of the season, my lap time difference is like 1.5 to 2 seconds, which is
Slower.
yeah, I was slower.
Okay.
And I thought I was doing super fast, but when I go back and see the data, it's like way different. I think the biggest difference was like a lot of like slowing fast out kind of thing, and the brake releasing, like little stuff like that. Like you said, I think I have a skill to drive fast, but I think I still learning how to apply it.
That
To do that.
actually makes me happy to hear you say that.
Oh yeah,
Because it really shows that even you as a completely talented driver, there's something that sets people apart, and there's and then there's no questioning it. Like some people have a better inner ear bone, the balance that you have, and you have probably a good bud dyno that you can really feel the car. But yet there's something to be said about racecraft or a long race stint. Because like what you
Yeah.
said, it's 0.2 seconds every lap. By the end of your 20, 50 lap stint, that adds up.
right,
So it's to have the patience to not
right. Those
push
are
the
other
tires to
stuff.
the very limit
Yeah.
every single lap, the brakes every single lap, because you have to make them last so you can be fast on the last lap.
Yep. sorry, I forgot to tell you, but yeah, that's another thing. Like the uh, managing the tires, and because first lap you're starting from like 70, 80 liters, which is like, what is it, like 80 kilo of the weight, and then the last of your stint is like way less, right? So the weight difference also
Oh, it's
starting from the
fuel.
brand new tire, and then 45 minutes later it's like way less tire.
So it's to learn how to drive a car in
Yeah,
every level of the car.
right,
X weight, X level of tire that you have left. How much brakes you
exactly,
have left. How much cooling you have left. If you had grass in your front
right,
grill and now you can't go as fast because now it's getting hot.
yeah,
I was surprised too when you were telling me about slow in, fast out, and that's kind of like the basics of
mhm.
driving. And you were saying that you had to like master that when I always thought that you're already a master of that.
I thought so too, right? But certain corners I was doing not enough still. And just compared to the data, it shows everything. My other guy, Carl, he's clearly faster, like 2 tenths or 3 tenths sometimes on one turn. And I was like, what the hell? But he's braking way early, but he's carrying more speed and then stepping on the gas way early. So he gets more time, like at the end of the straightaway. Yeah.
And I mean, I always considered you to be the master of car control. And, I guess what you told me is that car control isn't everything, it's being efficient and getting everything the car has to offer.
Exactly. And there's
And,
so much more than just pure talent. Pure talent will take you so far, but then it's also knowing the intricacies of racing or long stint racing.
and without the data, you probably wouldn't be able to figure out
Yeah,
what the difference is in your driving and how to improve.
I think so.
Uh,
Pretty much.
yeah, because at that level, it's a whole nother thing. Because remember, like a long time ago, I used to tell you that, I was a fast club racer,
Mm,
but then I said the difference between you and me is that you were born to do this, and I have to try hard to be a fast club racer. And,
mm.
I have to study technique and I have to set my car up perfectly, but you can just drive.
And that's exactly where I was coming from when I said that. It makes me happy to hear that. Sometimes, yes, there could be pure natural talent on the track. Sometimes experience will show through sometimes, especially like in a long race. Like, oh yeah, go burn out your tires all you want, and then all of a sudden at the end of the race you start
Oh,
pulling ahead,
yeah.
and like,
Climbing
and the
up.
fast guy's like, oh, what the fuck? And you're not any faster. Your lap times, if anything, are probably just a tick, but you just didn't drop off 4 tenths. You only dropped off 1 tenth
Mm,
from the beginning.
right.
So I guess our next exciting project that we're going to be working on together is the Evasive S2000, right?
Yeah.
And do you think the stuff that you learned in IMSA is going to apply to time attack and help you
Yeah.
drive a super high downforce, really powerful car quicker?
Right, definitely. I think the car is completely different from TCR. It's way more horsepower, it's a rear-wheel drive, and way more downforce. But I think the basic knowledge that I've learned this year, I can use it here and there. I don't think it's gonna be like a night and day difference. But certain turns, certain situation, I can use my knowledge to go faster with the S2000 RS.
And
Especially the niceness to the machinery, like you were talking about, how to lay on the brake, how to
Yeah.
lay on the throttle, like not having to be so.
Yeah, you don't have to be like,
Because in
yeah.
drift, it's like, okay, this is my one lap. I got to do everything right now.
Exactly, yeah.
Yep.
I think like maybe extracting every bit that the car has to offer is going to be important because whenever you and I work on something, we're always kind of the underdogs, right?
Mm,
I mean, like in time attack, it seems to be a sport of excess. So guys have crazy downforce, crazy power, and like when we do spoon or evasive, we're always the guys with the least amount of
yeah, and
power,
the
and
power. Yeah.
and everything's finessed, and I think we do it with like engineering and trying to be efficient, where everybody else is
Mm,
brute force. So it's going to be interesting to see if we're going to be up against cars with over 1,000 horsepower.
Right.
We just got to get your car to the race. That's the thing.
You went out there,
That's
didn't
the
you?
key.
Did you go to Australia?
Yes, we did.
What did you go for?
I mean,
Demos?
Just to
be
check it
there.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot the shit. Keep
Well-
keep your face out there.
Because we scheduled to be there anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody knows.
They bought
but
your
I mean-
plane ticket already.
Nobody
we
knows
told them in the
about that
plane.
story.
We told them in the podcast that hasn't come out
Oh, you
yet.
did?
That will be out
Okay.
before this one, so they know.
Oh,
Yeah, they do
okay.
know.
Yeah.
They already know.
But
Yeah.
you had a conflict with FD's schedule, so you couldn't come out. But
No, I was going to come out. I told them I was going to go to Australia.
I mean, like we went even though we don't. Have
Oh, you mean like
cars.
the fun part?
Right? What do you
I hear
mean?
I hear what you're saying.
But yeah, so basically, like
It's okay, man.
you weren't gonna go without the car because you had other stuff to do. Right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
we
we
didn't
gotta go
really have
regardless.
anything. Yeah, we did anyways, and it was good. It was good to see.
A good time.
Have you guys
Partied.
been there before?
Yeah, we've been a couple of times to World Time Attack
That's
actually too.
crazy. Like that's the biggest.
But we went
Time
a
Attack
long
event.
time ago.
We went the first. It was like
We were like 1 and 2, I think. We went
Oh,
to like 1 and 2.
shoot.
There's,
Okay.
there's still a lot of
So this is-
enthusiasm.
dude.
right?
Yeah.
We went when
Yeah.
Sierra was out there, right?
Yeah.
So like
Yes.
2010, 11.
2011. I want
Yeah.
to say 2011,
The old
2012.
one.
Yeah. Yeah, like the
Actually-
Porsche wasn't out yet. That Porsche from Australia wasn't even driving yet.
Oh really?
It was all about the Hammerhead. I think the second year we went. That's when the first time the Hammerhead with the 240 came out with that super weird front arrow.
Yeah. Wait,
And-
was Mike not there one year? Was that maybe he was doing
One
FD?
year, 1 year he didn't go. 1 year we went.
Why didn't you?
I think the
FD
Yeah,
or
they went
something.
FD. Your fault.
But we went because we had that contract with Borg Warner. We had all that sweet content with
That's
our
right.
EFR stuff. Hey, Borg Warner, send us again. I want to have another beet burger.
It's kind of weird how when the Hammerhead came out, we thought that car was so weird looking, and now it's like, oh,
But it seriously did that.
commonplace.
It went from like one fucking year to the other, man. We went from humongous Hammerhead front arrow to then all of a sudden like, oh shit, because then Nemo came out.
Nemo came
The
out.
Nemo Evo came out, and those dudes went apeshit with their car. Dude. Like whoever owned that car dropped $500,000 on that car, I would think,
Wow.
easily.
And now everything is normal.
But then remember when we were watching which Tarzan's car,
Oh, yeah.
Cyber Evo.
Oh.
What a fucking pile that
That
thing
caught on
was.
fire that year, didn't it?
Maybe, but that
Something.
I would not drive that car that fast.
That's
around
right in the shitty
anything.
roll cage.
Dude, the roll cage would like it went in front of the dashboard, ended like by your knee. Like it was a
JDM
terrible-
standard. Sorry.
Kamikaze pilot.
Hey.
That's kind
now
of
we're getting
crazy.
political. Yeah, that's between y'all, man. We don't have a card in this game. We won that war. Oh damn! Sorry, the booze is the booze.
We
Too soon.
That's
I'm
true.
out.
Not we, because I wasn't even a citizen. I'm a citizen now though, so I guess I could claim the team. I'm a citizen.
all right. We're gonna try and stay on track. We're about halfway through. I
Okay.
think what we want to because last.
Can we have some quality shot glasses, sir?
Oh yeah,
Yes, this
Jason's back here again.
Oh,
if you
why
remember him
we're
from
doing
the,
this. We have a
last
first guest.
episode
and
or
We're
pretty
trying to.
last
tipsy right
podcast.
Oh, it's okay. You got to keep doing.
We
it.
haven't published that one yet, so we don't know if you like him. We asked if you want to see him again. So if you didn't want to see him and the vote was no, sorry, here he is.
So
Thank
what
you,
was
sir.
the second
Appreciate
one? I watched the first.
It's not out
episode.
yet. It's going to come out this week.
Is it
but
just
it's
three of you guys again?
Yes.
So it might
Not
be
as
really
drunk
the
as the first one though. We did pretty good.
Okay.
I'm not even editing. I'm not even going to bleep the F words and things we
Yeah,
said.
the first one was.
It was
bad.
actually not too bad.
At least
We,
for
we
me.
haven't said one single F word today.
No,
What do you mean? I said like
no,
3.
there
I
was.
dropped like 3.
Yeah, I had
Oh.
a couple.
I actually
It's
catch
not that
myself
bad.
like, oh man, I dropped another.
We're doing halvesies, right?
I don't
Sure.
care.
You don't care?
I got food poisoning.
You're not drinking a regular.
I got food poisoning at Jeff's house yesterday.
Yes,
so
both
I'm-
Jeff and Mike and I went to Jeff's kid's birthday party, and we.
My
both
son
got food
turned
poisoning.
5. Happy birthday, Jacob.
I want my birthday present back.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. He appreciates it.
Does he remember my name?
he didn't like your
Fine.
present.
No, he didn't like the first. So, dude, I got the kid 2 presents. Right, it was 2 boxes.
Okay.
The bottom one, because he's really into Jurassic Park right now, so I got him like a
Dinosaurs.
Jurassic
Dinosaurs.
Park Legos.
Yeah.
And on the top, it was like a smaller one because it was like a dinosaur T-shirt and
Mm.
shorts. He opens the first box and he's like, "I wanted
Oh.
a toy." Like the look of disappointment in his face, like it took all joy out of him. I was like, "Oh, I'm like, I immediately went to
I
bro.
was-
Open the second presser. Just put that thing to the side. Just open the second, and then after
And
that,
Jeff had
It's cool.
to scold him.
it was a sweet shirt though. Sweet shirt,
I can't do it. No, it is a good shirt.
It was perfect shirt
it's
for him.
exactly him.
All right, here we go.
gentlemen.
Cheers.
Can
Bye.
I sip it?
Again.
You can sip if you want.
Okay.
You can do whatever
You
you
do
want.
All right.
49ers are slightly winning, aren't they?
Yeah, they're up 13-6 right now.
All right. Did you have? So do we want to do like a general? Do you have like general questions? I mean, we can ask them, and Dai could. Put in.
Yeah,
You said
general
you had
question.
one.
Let's all talk about, especially with the two of
General
you
question.
here. Look back at your history. You guys talked about it. You've done a lot of cool shit together. What stands out in your head when you think about doing cool motorsports things with Mike?
Well, I gotta say, when we won a championship in 20.
That's the PC answer. Totally
no,
get that.
no, that's the real.
Okay,
It's
okay,
not-
okay.
Remember, I was fucking mad at you too.
What?
Like, remember the way the scoring worked out? You did some weird mistake and you got beat like in
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
16.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, dude? And someone took a picture of me doing that, and I'm yelling at you, and you're like, and then that picture got published a lot.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we gotta find that.
And then we thought we were
That's
done,
good.
but then the way everything worked out,
Yeah.
like Tyler McQuarrie, like was mad,
Yeah.
so
Thank you, Tyler.
he just kept going, and you know, and he like took everybody out, and that upset the points, and you became the champion, and we're all sad, and all of a sudden you're the champion.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was a
controversial.
really
Yeah.
tight championship. Like six people can still win a championship at the last event.
Yeah.
And I got knocked out in top 16, which was early. So we thought we lost the hope, but somehow it worked out.
The way
and
the
then,
points were.
yeah, and then we were able to
But
win
he
the
still
championship.
won.
So again, I didn't feel like I earned it. I remember that feeling. Yeah, I think you're mad. We should
I
have
hear
done
you.
well.
I hear you. If you want to
So-
win, you want to like spike it.
Yeah, like win the
yeah.
freaking event and then win the championship. That's the goal. So that was my, I was like, okay, next year I'm gonna do it. But yeah, it's been 14 years and never happened.
But that's the thing in sports, though, man. I mean, winning championships is so much more than just being good. Everything has to line up for you that year. It's like even like sports. Like I'm a big 49er fan. They've been to the Super Bowl twice, they lost, but everything has to like your guys have to be healthy
Right.
or your car has to be working properly. You have to get your judgment right, I guess.
Well, yeah.
I think the
100%.
biggest thing for me that we did is when you won Pikes Peak.
Mm.
And I wasn't even there because I think conflict or something, but I was there for all the testing, and I was there for figuring out everything on the car, and I was with Cal every day on the phone, and figuring out how to change the setup for the next day, and I mean, it was like I was there.
Yeah.
And I think that was like, for me, the biggest thing I've done with you.
Oh, more than the FD.
Well, it's because
It was kind of more like a lucky.
It's more
kind of
world
thing.
no,
renowned
because
for
that
Pikes.
was like,
What a dick, man.
no, because that shit was hard. And remember, I always said I hate when you do Pikes Peak because you're my friend, and I'm always scared that something's going to happen to you. And like all of us on the team, we get stressed out when you're driving, and like you're our friend too, as well as the team's driver. So we get wound up probably more for Pikes Peak than
Oh,
anything.
wow.
And then the year before, when the officials told us you had crashed,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and we thought you were dead, and they couldn't even tell us your condition.
Mm.
And they said, "Oh, we're trying to rescue him because the car is teetering on the edge and all this shit." And we were so scared.
It was teetering.
No.
Like
No,
Not
not
at all.
even. He was
No.
he was like picnicking with the fans,
what the hell?
and they told
Well,
us some.
Grandma.
It was just a technical fail, right? Just the death was. It was a death, right? LSD blew up or something.
Axle,
Which
stub
car?
axle
Sorry, I
broke.
don't know.
Which car?
The 86.
Yeah, the
The turn 14 game?
Well, it's a evasive motorsports, but the livery as like a Ineos motor oil.
orange car.
Oh.
So that one, yeah. I guess
Messed
the
with that.
axle failures. I just
Okay.
just park on the side,
And
then
then
I was
someone told you
chilling.
he was teetered,
Isn't that
tottering?
crazy?
The officials
So messed up, dude.
and we're already in a bad mood because The Ducati
D-
died right before
Carlin
you.
Dunn.
Oh,
Friend.
And
One
you,
friend of mine.
because he crashed and died, and there was the big delay,
That's
and
right.
you're the
That's
next,
right.
you're the next guy.
That's the same year, yeah.
And then, he hit the bump that you got mad about. The bump that you got mad about killed him. And
Do
then,
you how scared are you when you're doing that, man? Being that close
Well,
to
when
the
I
edge of the mountain.
think back, when I think about it, it's kind of scary, right? If something goes wrong, I might die.
Right.
But when I'm driving, never think
It
about
goes
it.
away.
Yeah.
You're busy.
That's awesome. Dude.
Well,
That
I'm
could
sure you
shut
guys
that
are the
off,
same
dude.
too. Like when you're driving in a truck, same thing, right? If something goes wrong, you can crash. But in Pikes Peak, it could be worse because there's not like
There are areas
the
where
safety
room
is-
for
there's no
errors,
runoff.
right?
there is
Yeah.
no error.
But when you're driving, you don't think about you're like doing something wrong. You're like going fast.
That, sir, is what makes you a different animal than me, for example.
You
Like
think
no,
so?
no, absolutely, man. Because I get what you're saying. You get in the zone, you're zoned in, but
Yeah.
like we talked about earlier, I have this little thing with Big Willow that I still get scared from PTSD from a crash I had. But so when I'm there, man, like no, there is no getting rid of that memory. It's
Where'd
fucking
you crash? Which turn?
turn
8
9,
and 9,
Oh.
dude.
the worst place.
So my
Like,
buddy told
high
me.
side to the left or something?
My buddy Steve, it was my first race, wheel-to-wheel
Mm.
race at Big Willow, and he was telling me that FBRX7 in front of you could do everything that car can do.
Okay.
I'm like, fucking A, you told me I could do everything that car can do.
Mm.
Lap 1, I'm following him, and I completely forgot to think about, hey bro, you got cold tires. And
Oh,
that's
man.
exactly what happened. You know exactly what, dude, I went in
Didn't
an
that
8,
FD have
9.
cold tires?
Oh man.
Yes, but it's
Hmm.
different cars. It's a
Yeah.
different setup. Maybe
And,
he has
and
a
his
setup.
car is really wicked on cold tires.
and
for
Mike
some
knows
reason.
that. Yeah, like,
Which car was it? Is it
the
this?
G20,
That-
dude.
that
Like,
one
I know
right
it's wrong,
there.
but it's got some oversteer.
Once the tires are warm, it's fine. It's a good car.
Well, nobody likes cold tire situation.
So that's what happened, man. I went into the turn and I kissed my ass goodbye. Like as I was sliding and going into the infield, I'm like, because as I was watching a lot of in-car on YouTube how to do this race, and I
Right.
found that Evo video of a silver Evo that did the same thing, crashed inside, caught the tire sideways, and kept flipping over.
Oh man.
And that's exactly what went in my head. I literally kissed. I'm like, okay, well, this is how it ends. I'm gonna be done right now. And all of a sudden, I slid, went into the infield,
You went
and
into it.
somehow turned the car around and ended up
Okay.
perpendicular to the race line at the exit of 9.
Okay.
And I'm like,
You didn't roll.
I didn't do anything, dude. I was
Oh, wow.
perfectly okay. I was fine.
Dude, that's
And
not.
I'm like, oh, dude, this is sick. I'm gonna go start my car. I went
Okay.
to go start it, and all I hear is, and a 944 just went right into the side of my car, dude. Like just
Oh,
T-boned the
that's
shit
what
out of me.
happened.
That's why I got that cow looking with a different color because I had to paint it myself.
Okay.
But anyways, but the
It
thing
was
is,
a pretty hard
the
T-bone.
sliding and the thinking that I was gonna die, that really stuck with me, dude.
Wait, so
Now,
the slide, your
It wasn't even the
slide
hit.
was worse than the actual
it
getting
wasn't
hit.
even the hit. The hit was nothing. The hit was like I got hit by a car because I was just standing there
The
in the
hit
middle of the
actually
road.
looked pretty bad.
It was the slide. It was the thinking of I'm gonna fucking die right now. Like, and I kissed my ass goodbye, and then all of a sudden I was alive. But then again, when I left the track, dude, I was shook. And I remember you saying that Steve was like, "Oh, the fucking car's fucked up."
I got super pissed at Steve because you
He
started
cared more
to,
about the
you started to spin, and he goes, "That stupid moron." And then you're spinning, and then you get T-boned. He goes, "There goes the car! Oh my god!" And I go, "Man, we better check to make sure he's okay. Let's
Who gives a shit?
go."
The car's done. The car was pretty new back then. It was like a third.
Oh,
or fourth
really?
race, dude, yeah.
He didn't give a fuck about Martin. He was all like pissed about the
Well, you
car.
didn't have the financial
Wow.
investment in Martin.
Yeah. Things happen in the background though. That yeah.
Do you miss not being judged on your driving rather than like the exact results that you have now in
Well, I don't miss it for sure. I'm sure everybody's.
and do you
struggling.
think that, and part B of that, do you think that that's lame? Like, I
The
always want to
judging-
do,
the
I always ask
judging
Mike,
of
like,
drifting.
we gotta
No,
do an
no, no,
expose
no.
How do you feel
on
about the
dumb
judging of
judge
drifting?
calls
I
and whatever.
never
but-
think it's lame. And I know even like Mike, when I'm working with him, like he's thinking sometimes like, oh, like this is
Bad
BS
call.
in here there. But I really never blame on them because it's just so hard. Because I've done judging here and there. Even like this year, I did judging for FD Super Drift. It's just so hard.
So you think to yourself, I could have done this better, instead of thinking about what the fuck, why didn't you judge me like that?
Well, yeah, in a way.
I was drinking with Robbie
You're
Nishida.
so nice. We got to get him more drink.
No. I
And
mean,
he went on the big rant about how it's really hard and how they don't like try to screw people on purpose, but he was upset because whatever we say, everybody hates us.
yeah, I
and
believe
it's
it
hard.
actually. I don't think they really like.
Yeah, someone's gonna always lose.
Because a lot of people think like some of the judges do the favor to somebody, right? But what they're gonna get out of it? I don't think anybody will pay him or whatever to get better.
Well, you got
result.
championship,
They
right?
can
So-
no.
I mean,
People can pay.
I didn't do
There's
anything.
money.
You could make the argument that some of the drivers
that
that
kind of show.
that got that big
Please.
sponsorship from the main FD sponsors may sometimes get some preferential
But
treatment
you know what?
sometimes.
Like the team I'm on now,
Oh, they
it-
are
it's
sponsored by a main sponsor.
by
You're
main
right. You're right. You're
sponsor.
right.
and I don't think we get the calls that
I
go
guess
our
it's easy to do
ways.
conspiracy
that's
theory.
because they
so
hate
that's
you?
the
Yeah.
fact. So
Yes.
Yeah, maybe they hate me.
You're
Probably
correct. You're correct.
Mike is
I don't think
yeah.
so, but
Mike's polarizing. He knows all the rules, and
No, I
that's too
just
late there.
I keep my mouth shut. You notice I'm not saying anything.
Does Jim
you
work?
shouldn't. But to me, like you hate the game, right? Like I think if they can find out the way to score drifting, other than the judging,
Yeah,
if you can like find out some way to like,
it's tough, man.
Right?
Because they've
It's
tried
tough.
the
They had
V.
proximity
They
sensor
tried
things.
that though. They tried the
doesn't
V-Bog
really
thing.
work.
They tried the
Doesn't work.
G-Lean. They've tried
it's
the
just tough.
it's
It's
tough.
the nature of drift.
because drift is a dance.
Yeah, it
Drift
is.
drift is genuinely
Well,
a dance.
One thing I
between
could
two
get
cars.
proud of though is we had 2 calls that were controversial, and FD changed the rules twice because of our team.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, the brake
Like
light.
what?
One is at Seattle. They said Brandon straightened up, but he was fully in drift, but his wheels went like this. He made a
Mm.
correction, and that should have been, points off. But then it was like, oh no, you straightened. That run is incomplete.
Hmm.
But it was so obvious that it wasn't. So then they made it a rule saying that at first they said to be counted as straightening up, you have to drive straight for 2 seconds. But that was obviously really dumb.
Hmm.
So then they changed it to 1 second, which is still sort of dumb. But I didn't say dumb, FD.
Maybe you
I'm
need
sorry.
Yeah, right.
This part. This guy's still in the game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he shouldn't talk about this.
No, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, we'll bring it back. Let me close my final point.
got the Air Force
reason
still
about the
behind you. You can
PTSD
nuke
thing
'em.
earlier.
Yes, go back.
Mad
Yeah.
props to you, bro,
Yes,
for
yes.
having that, being able to just erase that from your memory, dude. Because that takes a lot of balls. It took me a long time just to get back on track and just be driving my car again.
Hmm.
So
What are you talking about? The
yeah, I'm going.
Seattle crash?
I'm going back to the PTSD thing. I was talking about how much
Whoa.
I
You had PTSD.
I
for a
literally
long
respect
time.
being drivers that can.
Yeah,
do
when
that.
you ate shit at Seattle.
I was there for that. Was one of the ones I went to, and I was like, "Damn!" I was like, "This is
I guess
new."
you're right. Yeah.
That's probably the worst crash in FD history.
That is a psychological skill, brother. Like don't
'Cause-
don't downplay that, because seriously, being able to forget that and just being able to still push your machinery to the limit, having those experiences in your memory bank.
That actually affected
better
you
man,
for
'cause I
a
can't do
while.
that.
I mean, you didn't really want to admit it to anybody but your close friends, but
Hmm.
and that was really bad for us because we thought you were dead. because
No, bro.
because we could tell it was a super bad crash, and the car was like destroyed.
Yeah.
And then they stuck you in the ambulance, and they took off with all the lights and
they
everything,
put
and
you in the ambulance?
that never happened.
Why they put you in the ambulance?
I guess they have to check, right?
Yeah, but
Oh,
But
normally
my
they
neck, I
just
think,
kind
still
of check you.
fucked up.
And,
I think. Well, yeah.
Okay.
but I mean, they loaded them in the hospital and took off at full speed with the sirens. And FD was being very mysterious, like no pictures, no pictures.
And
Oh
we
yeah,
didn't
they
have
put a cover on it. Oh, that was for advertising, though, right? They put a cover on the car.
Sounds like a dead people. Man.
But we didn't even know where
An outline.
they took you. and we're trying to find out what hospital you're at and your condition, and we're still trying to figure out. And then you just appear. Hi.
Well,
We go, oh, you're alive.
let's refill because I want to go back to the original question.
Oh yeah, Jason's texting me
Yeah,
about battery
you guys
power
like
too,
a-
so I got
Because I
check
because
in.
I
all the
appreciate.
time. You
Yes,
never-
I know that. That's
yeah.
why we need Jeff here to
Yeah.
keep us on track. He's not doing a good job today.
No,
But-
we are. We're still. When we get, we're running into it. We're running into a
The
45
question,
minutes.
the reason why we're drinking here, and I appreciate the answers because they've been really good answers, but
Alex?
the question is, what was the most fun experience? I don't mean like most proud of. Like we've done some debauchery when we've been out together, guys. So I think that's what the people want to know.
Most
Let's think about some.
fun.
Let's think about some fun, some partying, some VIP action. I don't know. Mike's cooking.
I don't think you want to. They don't.
Something.
Maybe
Yeah,
people
can't talk about
people
that.
want to know this stuff.
Did you get a blowy die?
Broy? What's broy?
Gobs
A
and
blowy.
roots and gobbies.
No, you can't.
It's
Dude,
not
he's married
Australian.
with a kid now.
Oh,
Two
sorry,
kids.
yeah,
You
we
can't talk about
We'll
that.
cut that out. Oh, I got a pee. We'll cut this out real
Yeah,
quick.
that's not going in there.
What's broy?
You don't know what roots and gobbies are? So we're back from our intermediate break. We had to cut some stuff off. We're back. Get back.
Yeah,
Come by.
yeah.
Come by.
Come by.
You're not jerking
Salute.
off before the race.
Thank you.
I've tried.
No, you did it back then.
No, remember your thing was 3 days?
And then like 5 days.
We're
1
talking
week.
about not releasing until after an event.
Because
I say that my football coach is the same thing, though. My football coach said,
Wouldn't let you release him.
not really. Ew. We need that type of party. I didn't go to Catholic school.
See, we started that.
But it's literally he would say there was a no girl rule game day. Like you couldn't be with your girlfriend. You couldn't be with you couldn't do any of that. All game day.
Mhm.
I remember one event, like you're like at the line and you're going, damn, that chick's making me horny. And I go, focus, dude, focus. You go, no, she's hot. And you fucked up.
This was when Dai was single, for the record.
I
Yeah.
mean, maybe I had a girlfriend or whatever. But
No,
Is
you
your wife gonna watch this? Do we need
I
to
mean,
bleep
yeah.
that?
You
yeah,
didn't
she
have a
knows it.
He's not in
girlfriend.
a hive though. He's an honorable man.
All right, we
Yeah,
got about
So we said that
10 minutes.
you can't have that much pressure because it
Yeah,
messes up
so
your
it's all
focus.
balanced, right? So you can't do too much. I think I did up to 2 weeks.
Holy
weeks?
Or
moly.
at least 10 days I did.
And that's like
Well,
even
because
like,
it's a testosterone thing. Your T level goes down.
But is
after,
that-
But it peaks.
you're talking about not even any
2
JO.
weeks.
I mean, yeah, everything.
No,
No
that's-
JO.
no,
at
that,
that.
it's the
You
release
were
that
backed
release-
up for 2 weeks.
Come on,
Yeah.
bro.
Dude, that's probably why you crashed, bro.
And then it's like,
okay.
I didn't have to do this. I didn't have to even do this.
Okay, too much,
Like-
too
You
much.
said it.
What?
Think about it.
So we have about 10 minutes. If you and I just thought of this while I
Sorry.
was taking a piss. What would you give if you had any advice? Because maybe there's some young drifters or early. What
Okay.
advice would you get if to anyone that wants to get in the game or start doing it, that's never done it, or maybe wants to get into
Talking
competition?
about JO, that was
drifting.
much more fun, man.
I think it's very different from my age, right? It's so many things going on right now. Like, everybody drives. I was giving everybody back then. My first advice is just drive. Like, don't think about anything. Just drive. Spend the money on the gas, and if anything, tires. And don't think about modify cars or anything. But nowadays, I don't know. It's tough.
No, but I think the same advice
I think
still
that's still
applies
true.
though, because
You think so?
we have customers.
Wait, why? Because it's much more competitive.
Well, yeah, it's like social medias,
Well,
a
not
lot
on-
of things going on.
Because everybody's got 1,000 horsepower car now, so
Right.
you have to.
But my thing was like a lot of people worry about, oh, what can I do to my car? But don't worry about it, right? To me, because my thing was I had like a stock car for a long time. Just drive. Just spend the time on the driving and spending the money on the gas. I didn't really fix up the cars. I don't care about the look or whatever.
That's a whole
you're gonna-
nother.
you're gonna
That,
destroy
that
it
probably has a
anyway,
lot to
bro.
do with the fact of how he would tell you the car is fine, because for so many years, all he did was drive through anything that the car didn't do. He just drove through
Yeah,
it.
whatever
and
you
drove
gave me
around
was
it.
great.
Yeah, and
I
so
just need to adapt to it. That's how I
that's how he saw it.
feel. But maybe it's not right.
No,
you know?
I don't.
No, not
think
when
so,
you
man.
reach
I
a
think-
certain level.
Oh yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
if you don't
think-
know the intricacies of saying, "Oh, it's not doing this enough," or
Dude, there is something to be said about fake ass car people building a car isn't just putting parts on a car or being a car
Yeah,
enthusiast or
that's
being
what
a
I'm getting
driver.
at.
That's not what it is, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
do you love your car? Do you love driving? Do you love pushing your car? Do you love feeling that feeling when you're at the limit of the tires and oh shit, I'm controlling this? Like, do you love that?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's loving cars. And then when you know how to your piece of shit car and you can drive it to the very limit, you
Yeah,
can't even
you-
get any. I'm gonna upgrade to this. Oh, dude, I can do this faster now.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man. Like,
In theory, I think that's the best way. You gotta reach to
Yeah.
the limit with what you do or what you have.
Maybe
Yeah.
people don't know like Dai's story because he's sort of like the character Takumi in the initial D is Dai.
where you started
Yeah.
drifting with
But-
this little, but
But didn't you get started by doing toge by stealing your dad's car?
Whoa. But yeah,
It's okay,
kind
man.
of,
It's cool.
yeah.
Busted.
Yeah.
You think your dad would see this?
I mean, he's
Maybe.
Does he
no.
speak English?
No, not at all.
oh, he's
So,
not, he's
yeah,
not
we don't have
understand.
to worry.
No, it's Google Translate now, man. That shit works good nowadays. I'll say that.
And so you used to like sneak out at night when you were a kid and take your dad's car to the toge, right?
Yeah.
And then, but you never actually told me it was Jerry Sai that told me your story.
Oh, it's all right.
So you told me a little bit over the
Mm.
years, but you're saying that like one time you crashed right before one of your relatives' funeral.
Yeah.
So then you made skid marks going up to your dad's parking space and then put the wrecked car and threw glass around.
And
So you're-
it was my grandma's.
Well played,
You
sir.
know.
That's a good. That's a good.
So every time I go back to Japan, every time I'm like, I'm so
You gotta pay your respect.
Oh
But
my
hey, I'm
God.
sure Grandma's excited though that he's. That,
Whoa,
was
yo.
one of the steps that got you to where you
Right, because that day I'm here and talking to you
All
guys
those
at this moment,
experiences.
yeah.
So Jerry told me that he went to Japan for Tokyo Auto Salon or
Yeah.
something, and some local guys said, "Oh, come to the toge with us." And he said that there was some kid in the stock 86 that was kicking everybody's ass, and he was beating GTRs and Evos and STI and the piece of shit stock 86. And I guess that was you.
Mm.
And when he saw you drive, he knew you had a lot of talent. So then he asked you to come into America to drive your drift car. This is the story he told me.
It's not really true, but kind of.
Sounds
I guess.
good.
We'll edit that out.
How did-
That's
how did-
true.
actually, let's go with that. I think we're all and everybody here is aware of how you started in the toge.
Yeah.
But how did you make the jump to the U.S.? What was that? That
Airplane, right?
this motherfucker.
I mean, it could be a boat.
That's just
FOV,
Like shipping container?
FOV.
Racist. How did you get here? Oh, that's what I'm talking
All
about.
right.
Yeah.
Best.
Now we're
Guest
getting a
ever.
little. Now we're getting
No,
a little
no,
guest
well, that's too
participation.
much.
No.
Oh, no.
The guests give it to
Yeah.
you.
Hey,
Also,
don't
it's
drive after
In
this, okay?
Japan culture,
I got
it's
one block to
considered
go.
rude if you don't.
Yes.
Do
it's
it
fair.
all.
I mean,
He's
your
that
car's
true.
up.
Yeah.
Come on,
and you
bro.
also make sure it
I'm
never goes
American,
empty.
bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fourth generation. I'm more American
have
than
that
this
myth.
white
But you're
dude.
yellow
You are
anyways.
not.
You're not white like this motherfucker.
You're like
Fourth-
from Belgian fucking chocolate
That's tough, though.
maker.
He's
and shit.
40.
Yeah, but more
Fourth generation, that's
generations,
pretty
man.
fair.
Like,
How many generations American are you?
3.
I think
I'm
Three.
4, bitch.
I don't think
How'd you get here so
There's
early?
no way.
There
you're
were no
four.
railroads in
You would have to
Hawaii.
be here in like the
No, like-
1700s.
So typically, if you go to the Japanese American Museum, they show the first boatload of.
Wait a second.
Japanese
you
to
counting
Hawaii?
is America?
So my relatives are in that picture.
Wait, are you counting Hawaii as America?
Yeah.
But it wasn't then. That was before we conquered it, wasn't it?
Americans conquered.
We
Hawaii.
bought it. We bought it.
Or
You
bought
probably
it?
bought it.
Whatever
and shit.
happened?
Just like Alaska, we bought it. Oh no, he's got a point there though. When did we buy Hawaii?
We're not. Yeah, that's not.
That's
yeah.
a good point. That's when you become Americans. When it became America. Otherwise, you were still a Japanese guy living on an island.
Yeah,
So
you're
was
like
your family.
you're first gen, man.
Ooh, traitor.
I don't know. Shut the fuck up. I'm an American.
We got you.
I'm out. Good night, guys.
Come back.
Oh, okay.
No, we got time. We still got enough. We got 5 minutes.
Yeah, you
Cheers.
poured them. Jesus, die.
No, so
Come pie.
I'm gonna sip it. Yeah.
I'm gonna sip that a little bit. Yeah, that's just too. That's
Yeah,
too
it's
buku.
too much.
Sobrada too buku.
Also,
So,
it's effing hot.
are we going to answer any questions, or are we just
We don't have any questions
No,
because the
no.
last podcast we answered those questions on here, and the second one hasn't come out yet.
Oh, okay,
So
cool.
we'll get those, and then we'll answer them on the fourth
We are in the
podcast.
future.
Yeah.
So what you can do is, if you have questions for Dai, put it in the comments. But Dai won't be here, so
I'll be
Hey,
back.
we'll text them during the next podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, someone had a
Maybe
question
we'll
for
put
us.
Just
on the next
FaceTime
one.
with
Maybe
me,
if we
right?
know the next guest, we'll put them on this at the end of the next one. We'll do like a bloop
All right,
and then say,
no one wants to.
But
you wanna come
but
up?
actually, it's been an honor for you to be here because I've probably done more stuff with you than anybody.
It's time for
Motorsports
Richmond Bean on a
ways.
guilt trip.
Guilt trip.
He knows what I'm talking about.
But thank you, Mike.
Yeah, and I think I was really burnt out when we met, and
Which I didn't know about it.
I was like so sick of technical shit because working in the corporate world and being with Nissan and all those like yo-yos over there, and man, I was not. I wanted to just get away from cars, and like I guess Jeff has a lot of the credit because he got me interested with MotoIQ, and but if I never got that call, and to be honest, like if I didn't enjoy working with you, I wouldn't have stuck with it so
Can we
long.
get like a hug?
You wouldn't have won.
No, I can't say that, but
He's
I
gonna
mean-
take a little credit.
No, for
He's
real.
gonna take a little
So
credit. He does.
yeah,
He
I'm
does.
giving you the same thing back to you, man. Like because of you, I am here where I'm at right now. For real, because you're the one who introduced me to be a grip driver.
More than just a drifter.
Yeah, and then that last few years,
That's allowed you
that's
to
what
provide
I'm doing.
for
Yeah.
your family. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
then usually I don't get too close to the drivers I work with,
Mm.
and I think that's usually better. But what's different with you is you became one of my best friends, and
You want to hug
I
or what?
seriously feel a hug coming on, bro.
Yeah.
We
But-
got hug it out. Give him go in the middle. Meet up. Give him a hug.
okay,
You gotta hug it out, bro. Oh, that's love right there. That's true love.
So you're
That's
Yes.
Japanese Americans, Japanese
no
women together.
kiss,
That's you.
no grab balls
Okay.
either. That's
No homo. That was just love.
Is a grab balls thing when you're drunk a JDM thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's going beyond the
Yeah, yeah.
scope of our censorship.
I'm
No, because
representing some
Arito
company,
does
man.
that shit
I
too.
know, I know.
I would like to add though before we
Okay.
come by
Okay.
that it has been really nice knowing you, man, as more than just Dai Yoshihara. You have your Dai Yoshihara. Like everybody knows who you fucking are. You're this big fucking. But it's been really nice for at least for me to always know you as just
Mm.
one of Mike's friends, and that's been really cool, man.
Yeah, you're
To
nice.
just know
You're done and
you're just a cool dude,
nice
dude.
guy.
Like
That's
seriously, like
Wow.
You come over and say, yeah, what's
No
up,
BS,
beach?
man.
Like, we're
Exactly,
very,
man.
very
I really
Chill.
appreciate
Beach.
that about you, man. It's,
beach.
you're a real dude.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for coming, beach.
Yeah.
I just
Beach.
like back in the day with your most bitter rival, like how you would always poke fun at him. Like you guys would be on the podium and he's doing this, "Rah!" and you'd be behind with
Is that Vaughn who you're talking about?
shh.
Oh.
Okay.
But you'd be doing something, making fun of him, but nobody would even realize. But I thought that was really funny.
Okay.
But
How are you guys gonna close this?
We're literally
I mean-
right on the right smack on an
One
hour.
more or
No, we don't have to
not?
close it.
no,
What
no
would you
more.
be doing right
You're
now if you
driving.
were not if you never became a racer or anything? Would you
Oh
be
yeah, let's say
accountant?
drifting ended.
Okay.
You have no
Or let's say
grip driving experience.
Okay.
Jerry never met you.
Yeah.
Wait, that's a
What were you-
No.
way
I
different
want to
questions,
know
man.
because Dai has always been a drifter. He's a drifter at heart. He was going to
Okay.
follow his drifting dream. His grandma. All that thing that happened. So she's part of it. R.I.P. If you retire from drifting, no grip, what would Dai Yoshihara be doing right now? Would you be doing someone's taxes? Would you be make some sushi? What would you be doing?
That's racist.
It's not racist. It's not racist. You tried
I mean,
make it a little
I
bit.
might be making like cooking ramen or something.
Like legit? Like you enjoy
Well,
cooking?
Yeah,
not really, but
Okay, so
I get-
legit. You have no, dude. You don't have.
You don't have any other skills.
No
so that's
one,
what you
No,
no
do.
one
really.
wants to hire you as a driver, dude. What are you gonna do? You got kids. You gotta go to
Wow.
work. What are you gonna do?
Am I the Uber driver?
Okay, well I guess that could
No, the
probably-
ramen thing
I'll
was
get you
for
there
real.
fast.
Because
I like it, but I don't know how to cook.
well,
Does the wife know how to cook?
She does actually.
Oh,
yeah, she's a good cook.
good call, brother.
Maybe.
But
One person in the relationship.
Dai always wanted to do ramen place, and then before I met Dai, I thought Shinsen Gumi's the shit, and Dai's going, "No, man."
Really, Shinsengumi sucks.
Hey, they
Dude,
might be
Shinsengumi-
watching.
No, seriously,
They're not
Shinsengumi sucks.
No, it's not socks, but it's not the best.
So I thought,
I like Shinsengumi.
and then Dai goes, "No, man, that's," and then I go, "All right, I don't know what the fuck." So he took me to some places, and they were really good.
And are we talking about like noodle firmness is different, or what's
mostly
what
the
makes what
I
takes
think
ramen to the next level?
the broth and the depth of the
Yeah,
flavor.
you can't keep a broth in America longer than a certain amount
Right,
of time.
that's the
right?
FDA
You can't,
rule,
like
yeah.
in Japan, that shit might be
Right, it
years
could be
old
like
or something.
3
I've seen
days
some
or-
Instagrams of some dudes that have this big old pot in there just
You have to have the mother in.
doing it for months and years, just keeping it going,
So-
keeping it going.
So Dai took me to some places. I go, "Damn, all right." And then he's going, "That's not even anything. In Japan, it's even better than that." And I just thought ramen was just some shit you ate. But sorry,
Maruchan, that's a good.
no, it's like
But
really,
it is true, right?
It's
if you
an
go to
art.
Japan,
Yeah,
There's a
different level.
history to the
and
ramen. you get it from-
anywhere you go, any ramen store you go,
the shittiest ramen
much
place under the train station is probably better than the best
Yep,
place
yep.
in America.
That's
Is
pretty
that because you can't have a mother or
I
like the
think that's what it
Because you
is.
can't-
And then the water is like a
cold,
hard
you
water
can't
here.
have, like because they get in a big pot and you never. Always the flavor's always in there. You never
the
dump
FDA
it out
thing. It's
and
the
start new with a
season.
clean pot like
Just
you
like
have to
the-
here with
The dashi in Japan is way
How
better
does that never go bad?
because it's always cooking.
Always
It's
cooking.
boiling.
You never turn that shit off.
But even if you don't, it's boiling all the time. You kill
Damn,
everything
so
that's
dirty.
nice
Okay.
to be. Yeah.
No, when you eat ramen in Japan, basically the competition is so much that if you suck, you go out of business.
Makes sense.
Were those
Well, that's
places
also
ever
very
good here?
Japanese
Are they still
culture-wise,
abiding by
'cause
the
they're always
rules where they
perfectionists.
turn it off and clean it
I
out?
think that's what it is. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to Japan. North, middle, or south? If you had to choose one.
South.
Really? Shit.
Even though
man, I
I'm
was
from
concentrating
middle?
on the north. Damn.
South or the bottom has better food for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for food wise, how about culture wise, or just?
Culture wise, it's
I'm not
your
a big clubber.
preference.
I'm not a big partier. I want to go drive around and look at cool shit.
Maybe
history.
South still.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
Like
keep that in mind.
Osaka is more like LA. Tokyo is like a New York. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm from Tokyo, but my wife is from Osaka area, so
You're from Tokyo. You were born
Yeah.
in the main city. Oh, nice.
but outside of it.
How old are you when you came here?
30.
You were that old?
Well, I started coming here 25, and I've been back and
Oh,
forth.
damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was meeting you was like 30-year-old at the time.
By the way, your English has gotten way better. It's much more natural now.
Dude,
It's not
you
like-
were
like-
so funny. Like when I first met you, people were like teaching you fucked up English,
Yeah.
and like you would say to some chick, "Fuck you, you cum guzzling whore," and I go, "What
Oh,
the
there's no
fuck,
way you can
dude?"
do
That's
shit.
getting deleted.
Is that true?
Is
Yeah.
that true?
I have.
Is he exaggerating?
yeah.
Oh,
And I go,
They
They
"Dude,
teach you that.
cum guzzling whore."
That was my line for like
Yeah, for a long
years.
time.
Yeah.
And I go, "Dude, you can't say that."
And
shit."
all the girls have to laugh at it, right?
And then
That's fucking terrible.
he didn't think it
They
was
have to
bad.
laugh. Where were you? Where they have to laugh?
Hostess bar?
They have to laugh.
So one
We
time,
love hostess
You
bars.
laugh.
me and Chris Marion were going, "Dude, you can't talk like that anymore." He's going, "Why?" And then I go,
Who taught you that?
and then we're going,
Scott Dodgen.
Not cool.
we're going.
Oh, Scott, I forgot about that dude. What's he doing?
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
no, we
cute.
can't. We can't go up. We're running
He
on
works
time.
for a cement company, but then
Oh, good.
so
16-7 49ers up on the Jets.
no, so Dai like, there was this infamous video about me and Chris Marion like getting on his case for using so many bad words. And we go, "Dai, you can't say that shit anymore." And he goes, "Why?" I go, you can't say fuck anymore." And he goes, "Why?" Because it's a really bad word. He goes, "Really?"
Uncle.
And I go, "Yeah, Dai, it's the same as saying omanko in Japan." And he's like, and I go, "You can't say shit because it's like saying unko, but even worse than that."
What was that,
and he's
what was
like,
that Japanese driver with the cowboy hat?
Arito.
He was saying that all the time.
But he's doing that on purpose.
He didn't give a F.
But then Dai was like shocked that it was really bad because he thought that was normal English because all their people were like fucking with him and teaching all that bullshit and he thought it was normal language. And then, but we didn't know that Taro from GT Channel was filming us when we were telling him all this stuff. And he made a video and he put it on the internet and we got in so much trouble. If he knew what he was saying, he wouldn't have said it. But all these stupid drift assholes taught him all these bad words, and he thought that was normal English.
It's a little
hazing. It was funny at the time.
Yeah. You got hazing. It's cool. That's how.
All right, our camera's out of batteries. I think this is probably a good time. Is this still recording or not recording? It's still recording. All right, let's wrap it.
Hey guys,
Dai, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you guys for having me, and hopefully you guys can edit.
No, we're not going to edit anything.
And fuck you, you come goes like more.
That's what happens when you come to the MotoIQ podcast. You may say shit you regret.
We'll do this again. Anyways, yeah.
Bro,
we're going to redo it. Thank you. I'm not going to shake your hand, man.
Fuck you then.
It's already
Thank
hot.
you guys.
And on that note, peace out. Go 49ers.